Hey Fit Body family, hope you're having a great day. This is Alex here, and I'm shooting this quick video today because I do want to give y'all some feedback in regards to nutrition. Now, I know over these past days we have been talking about how we're going to be sharing the nutrition systems for the Drop One Size Challenge with all members. But today I do want to give y'all just a brief breakdown, maybe some recommendations, some tips as far as that you can take in regards to nutrition, because at the end of the day, in order for nutrition to work, you have to work, right? It's the truth at the end of the day, right? But then I would also tell you this: if you want to see results, nutrition without a doubt is the way. I know every single one of you is putting in the hard work and effort. You're working hard in the training room. For the most part, all we need to do is plug in the nutrition to maximize your results and take them to the next level. The really cool thing about this Drop One Size Challenge is that it's only 4 weeks. So it's a mini challenge, and it's actually, I don't want to use the word watered down challenge in a way, but it is a little bit simpler, because at the end of the day, when we talk about goals periodization, we talk about how in different phases of the year, we want you to be at different phases of your journey, right? So for example, whenever we have clients take on the Fit Body Transformation Challenge, that is a full-on fat loss challenge. This particular challenge is more of a maintenance phase, transitional phase challenge, which still provides you with some structure for nutrition, but is not like super intense to where we're like, being like full on fat loss mode as we do with the transformation challenge. Then again is why it's called the Drop One Size Challenge, because the whole purpose is just to drop one size, right? It's just to do something to keep you, to maintain you while we take on the next challenge, which is going to start in September, the next transformation challenge. But again, what I want to do today is just give you 5 tips as far as some recommendations with nutrition. Now, I would also share this with you. One of the reasons why the challenge that we do, as you know, we do it as a coaching program, meaning that for those of you who want to take on those challenges, there usually is an additional weekly fee for doing those coaching programs. The reason why we do it this way is because when we work with a smaller group of y'all, it really allows us to really focus all in on the coaching and the nutrition systems, right? Again, we only have so many coaches as a team, so doing those type of coaching programs help us focus on the group of you all who say, hey, you know what, I'm ready to take it to the next level, right? And also because, to be completely honest, it has to do with commitment, right? And that's totally okay. We understand, when we have conversations with you, there are some of you who are in boot camp only because you want to exercise and you just want to work out, period, right? Maybe your goal is not necessarily, to drop 15, 20, 40, 50 plus pounds. You just want to exercise, right? But I will share this with you. If you are coming to boot camp and your goal is to drop 10, 15, 20 plus pounds, then if you haven't done a coaching program yet, it is highly recommended, right? Because ultimately that's what's going to give you the breakdown of what you need to take it to the next level, right? And I know we've had this conversation with you at some point, right? But certainly the workout is great. It's a 30-minute workout, but your day is 24 hours, right? And we talk about how the key for long-term success is not about working out more, and it's not about eating less. It really comes down to being smart about your goal and helping your metabolism be more efficient at burning fuel the 24 hours of the day, right? So think about it this way. When you speed up your metabolism creates the results, right? And you speed up your metabolism the 24 hours of the day, not just with a 30-minute workout, not even with a 2-hour workout, right? Because your day is 24 hours. So what does this mean, right? When we talk about the type of training that we do, the type of workout, we know that HIIT, high intensity interval training, it is the most effective type of training to speed up your metabolism. If your goal today was to build muscle mass, then I would probably be talking to you about doing heavy weightlifting. If your goal was to, improve your performance on your PR and deadlift, right? Maybe we will be talking about powerlifting, right? But our goal here is to speed up your metabolism. This is why we do the HIIT workout, because it's a 30-minute exercise, but it is scientifically proven that when you do the HIIT workout, it speeds up your metabolism for the hours to come after, right? So we want to be smart about your goal, okay? Now, I understand now, all of you are doing the HIIT workout, right? You're already doing that one component. Well, I would say the 2 components, which is number 1 component for results and to speed up your metabolism is a HIIT workout because it's efficient. It's the most efficient type of workout for that particular result. The second thing is resistance training, which means that you are working your muscles. All of you are doing that in the training room, right? When you grab the battling ropes, when you grab the weights, when you grab the TRX, all of that is resistance training. If we only had to do cardio like running or walking, different story. That's no resistance, right? It's just cardio. We're just working the cardiovascular system. In the HIIT workout, we're doing the first two components, which is the HIIT workouts through your metabolism and the resistance to work those muscles, because your muscles burn fuel, okay? Now, the third component is nutrition, right? It is nutrition. Now, like I was saying, right, at the end of the day, when we do the coaching programs, we also do it for commitment, because if you're going to be joining a coaching program, we want you to be fully committed to follow through with the steps that we're going to provide you with, right? Because again, we want you to see results, but in order for the program to work, you have to work, okay? Now, the reason why we want to do this for this particular Drop One Size challenge, and we want to share the information with everybody, is because we definitely see the need to pick up this conversation, right? To pick up this conversation of nutrition, of what it is that we need to do to take results to the next level. Like I said, if you just want to exercise and you're totally cool with just working out, that's awesome. That's not a problem. But if you are trying to achieve a goal, if you are trying to lose 10, 15, 20 plus pounds, if you are trying to drop down body fat percentages, right? If you're already doing the hard work, we got to focus on nutrition, right? There is no, and we tell you this, look, I always share this with you, right? And we talk about this with our team all the time. From a fitness professional perspective, we're never in a position to say like, hey, you know what, this diet, that diet. No, it all comes down to foundations, foundation and consistency. Nutrition is not that complicated. Nutrition foundationally is consistent across the board. If you want to speed up your metabolism, what do? Well, you eat at your hours, you nourish your body, right? There is no magical type of diet, right? If you have heard, which probably you have, right? Because on social media, YouTube, we hear a lot of different things, right? But there is no like magic diet, right? If it's marketed to you as a magic diet, it's probably not sustainable, right? And if it's not sustainable, it probably means that in 6 months from today is something that you probably will not be doing. And if you're trying to achieve a long-term fitness goal, right, then we need sustainability. We need you to follow foundationally, build a structure, okay? Now, I know for all of you, whenever you begin, we always provide you with that basic, meal plan recommendation, right? With a 28-day program, which is your basic, 4 to 6 meals a day, eat at your hours and so on, okay? But the nutrition system for the Drop One Size Challenge is a little different. Now, talking about the 5 steps that we recommend for nutrition, right? Now, here's the number one thing that I would tell you, right? Which is this: you got to get rid of the junk, okay? I think for the most part, in some scenarios, we have a hard time with that, right? You have junk food at home and you don't want to throw it away because at the end of the day, you paid money for it, right? You went to the store, you paid for it. But when we're completely honest, right, are those $3 to $4 that you spend on some candy or whatever it is, or some maybe simple carbohydrates that are not good for you, is that really worth your health, right? Or you just want to throw it away, right? Just get rid of the junk, throw it away, because it's doing more harm to you than saving those $3 to $4, okay? For the most part, that's one of the very first things, right? Sometimes we have a hard time getting rid of junk. And when we say that, it's not just food, right? Many times it's a lot of other areas in our life that we just keep the junk around us that at the end of the day affect us on the day-to-day for whatever it is that you're trying to do, right? So not jumping into a whole nother subject, but want to keep it in nutrition, okay? So how does your fridge look like? How does your pantry look like? Is there junk in there that you need to throw away? If that is the case, take that first step. Okay, take the first step to get rid of that, okay? Now, the second thing I'll tell you is to stock up on healthy food, right? So when you feel hungry, right, or when it's time for a snack, when you go to the pantry, what are you reaching for, right? What are the options that you have available at home? Do you have a lot of granola bars, right, which are just high in sugar and high in carbohydrates? Or do you have a protein powder that, you can stock up on protein? Because remember, a diet that is sufficient for fat loss needs to be high in protein. So when you go to the fridge, when you go to your pantry, what options do you have? Do you have healthy options? Do you have good investments or poor investments, right? Those are some of the subjects that we talk about in our transformation challenge. You want to make sure that as you go through your day, you find yourself doing good investments, okay? Now, the third thing I will tell you is this, right? Which is, and we talk about the HALT method. And the HALT is literally an acronym. It's an acronym, and I'm going to tell you exactly what it stands for. It says, whenever you feel hungry, right, or you feel that you want to reach for something, stop yourself and use the HALT acronym, which stands for this: am I hungry? Am I angry? Am I lonely? Or am I tired? Okay, so when you find yourself in a situation where you feel that hunger and you want to strike for that, ask yourself the HALT method. Am I hungry? Am I angry? Am I lonely? Or am I tired? If you're hungry, if the answer is actual hunger, okay, then you might want to reach to the pantry, but you've already stocked up on the good options and you're going to pick something that's a good option for you, right? Are you angry, right? Are you lonely, or are you tired? Depending on whatever the answer is for you, find a solution for it. Many times when we feel that emotion, we try to reach for the fridge or we reach for the pantry to fill that void, right? Or to feel that emotion that we're feeling. But ask yourself, what am I really feeling? Am I lonely? Maybe you need to go out and hang out with some people, right? Or maybe you need to, not just be at home and find yourself doing activities, right? Maybe go out for a walk, right? If you're feeling that maybe you're not hungry, you're just trying to fill in a void with an emotion, okay? And then the fourth thing that I'll tell you is you got to stick with it. Consistency is key, right? Consistency is absolutely key. There is no way around it, right? But in order to be consistent, you need to be doing something that you need to put yourself in a position to be consistent. You need to have strategies in place. For example, like we might say, hey, you know what? Maybe you haven't been as consistent as you would like to with your exercise. Let's say that as an example, right? For the most part, you might find that the real problem is not that you don't want to exercise, it's just that you don't have a strategy for it, right? Maybe you start your week, you wake up, you go to work, you get out late, and then you say, hey, you know what? I'm feeling kind of tired. Let me just not go to work out today. Okay, so what happens? You fail to be consistent. But the reason is because you didn't have a strategy, you didn't have a plan. If when you start your week, if when Sunday night comes along, you say, hey, on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I'm gonna work out at this time, you are much more likely to follow through. So consistency many times doesn't look like motivation. It's not about you being motivated to do a workout. It's about having a strategy and a plan to be consistent in what you're trying to accomplish. Going beyond workout, it's the same for nutrition. It is the same for any other area of your life, right? So when we talk consistency with nutrition, you need to have a plan. You need to have a plan, right? Nutrition is not just gonna happen. You're not just gonna walk out of the door in the morning, right, without having breakfast and pretend that good food is gonna come in front of you, right? Just because, right? Because if you're at the office, maybe your coworkers might bring in some foods that are not the best. If you're feeling hungry, you might be driving down the road and then you see a Whataburger or something that you shouldn't stop at, right? But it is because you didn't have a strategy. So again, when we talk about those steps, again, we talk about clean the junk out, get rid of the stuff that you don't need, okay? Make sure you stock up with healthy food. What options do you have at home? Or what does it look like at home, right? We talk about the HALT method, right? How are you feeling? What is the emotion that you're trying to feel, right? What is it that you're feeling that sometimes, like the first thing we do, we just grab food. And number 4 is be consistent. Set up the strategies for you to be consistent with whatever you need to do. And the 5th thing that I want to tell you about is to do the drop one size challenge, right? I wanted to tell you this because I think it's important, right? So for us to have this conversation, like I said, if you're just coming into boot camp, you're working out, you're feeling good, hey, not a problem. But if you are looking to get to that next level and you haven't done a coaching program, I highly suggest that you get on board with this drop one size challenge, because we're going to provide you the tools, a nutrition system to do something simple as drop one size. The cool thing about this challenge is that it's very simple to follow. It will require some commitment, without a doubt, right? But again, when we do these challenges, this is why we do the orientations. There is an extra fee for the program because we want to make sure that if you're joining it, that you are committed, right? We want to make sure that if you're doing a coaching program, that you are, submitting your progress report every week. We want to make sure that you are, checking your weight and your numbers when we ask you for, right? Which is, we also understand that sometimes, when we pay, we feel that extra commitment. But for this particular challenge, we just want to share the information with y'all. We feel that is important. So if you're up for it, stay tuned, because we're going to share those nutrition systems. I'm going to be creating some videos so that way we can share that information with you to communicate that efficiently. We will be providing the assets as well. The most important part I will tell you for this, there's going to be 2 options for this challenge. One, you can go a calorie counted route, which is a system in place, okay? So you're not going to be having, I know for challenges we do use calorie counting applications, but for this drop one size challenge, you don't have to use a calorie counting application. It's just going to be a simple system that we're going to provide you. But one approach will be through measuring food and counting calories. And the second approach will be through portion control. Okay, so whether it's step 1 or step 2 that you feel the most comfortable with, we ask you to choose that and stick with it for 4 weeks. What we tell you is that if you can at least work out 3 times a week, and if you can stick to the nutrition system, you will at least drop 1 size, right? Again, we say this confident because we've seen so many other clients done it before. So all it requires is consistency, commitment, okay? And if you're up for it, let us know. Comment down below. Let us know if you're up for this challenge. I just want to share this video with you. I'll let you know what's coming up. And that's actually it's coming up this week, okay? We're going to share that with you this week so that you can prepare this weekend and be ready to go by Monday, because the Drop 1 Size Challenge begins on Monday. Now, if you want extra accountability, if you want a coach to keep track of you on a weekly basis, and you want to have your coach check in with you because you want that accountability, let us know. And then with that program, there will be an option for doing the coaching, which will have an extra fee weekly, okay, for that particular area. But if you just want to take the assets and you feel confident by taking them on your own, we're going to be sharing that with you, okay? But again, we do need commitment from your part. In order for this nutrition system to work, you need to work. There is no magic, diet out there. Sometimes from a marketing perspective, or because we see that on social media, you might see that stuff. But if you ask every single one of our members that have been successful with these challenges, it requires consistency, it requires commitment. So if you are ready for that, this Drop 1 Size Challenge might be a good opportunity for you to take that step as a transitional challenge. And who knows, maybe you'll join the September challenge coming up later in the year. All right, that's all I have for y'all today. Thank y'all for listening, and we'll talk soon. Bye-bye.